Welcome back to another episode of the Burn Factory podcast.
I played for the two teams that my mother loved, the Vikings and the Raiders. Those are my two teams. And me and my brother used to be in the backyard pretending we were. I get a call from Dennis Green, who's the head coach for the Vikings. And he says, "You ready to be a Viking?" I said, "When we leave." Don't ever let anybody come between 16 and 19. You two stay that close.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Burn Factory podcast. I'm your host, Priest, joined by my co-host, my brother, Phoenix.
Why'd you sound so sentimental about that, man? Come on, hype me up. Hype me up.
The one and only Phoenix.
That sounds better. What's up, y'all?
This is called the Burn Factory for a reason. I was literally caught on fire. 50% chance of surviving. And through that, I started this podcast because I believe every single person out there on this planet has a burn moment somewhere in their life.
Yes, you heard Priest say burn moment. So on this podcast, we are going to say burn moment a lot, which is a time in your life that you ultimately had to get through to be where you are today. And me and Priest believe that every single person goes through this in their life. All right, Priest, let's get into our guest. He's actually a golfer as well. He played 6 years in the NFL and just a good dude, man. So I'm super excited for this episode.
So please give a warm welcome to James Harris.
What's up, family? How you
What
doing?
up, what up?
What's up? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man.
Good.
I ain't got much to complain about.
Another day, another dime.
Exactly.
But you heard that. I beat his ass in golf the other day.
Okay.
Because he was talking before the show how he's always beating me and stuff. And
Well, you
I just
figure-
had to set it straight for the audience.
Well, you figure 5-1 is not a bad record. The Raiders was 5-1. So,
Hey, they're still in the
5-1 is
playoff
not. Hey, I guarantee you we don't lose another game this year.
You think?
I was just about ready to say that.
We will not lose another game in 2022.
Wow.
The Las Vegas
You heard it.
Raiders
Clip that.
Clip
will
that.
not lose another game in 2022.
I
I ain't gonna make a promise, but I can almost guarantee it.
And Derek Carr, you trust.
Yes.
well, they're only cooking. Devontae and him are starting to get. They're
Dude,
starting to build up.
Josh Jacobs is running out of his mind, dude.
Well, what happened is we figured out, it just took us a little time to figure out we're a running team or a passing team. And once we made that decision, we took off, pow, just like that.
It's honestly both.
Yeah. Well, no, the pass actually comes off that run because if we just throwing the ball, nobody's going to respect it. But Josh then jumped out there so hard and quick. Now everybody has to creep up to stop him because one man is not tackling him. You're going to take a couple. So if he get through that first wave and you playing linebacker and you deep, now he picking up 5, 6, 7 yards a pop. You know, so now we get him to creeping up. Now Devontae can come right across the middle. If you watch most of his great catches is across the middle. He catch them and go. And when
Those
he
post
go,
routes.
because it's just like the kid that plays in Miami. You know, a lot of people get it confused. Like he's a deep runner. No, he's not. He catch that ball across the middle 3-4 yards and he's out.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gone due to one reason: the run game.
Yeah, I saw
background
something that
knowledge right
Josh
there.
Jacobs yards after contact are first in the NFL.
Yes,
he
it
averages, I think it was 6-point-something yards after the first hit.
That's
That's
amazing.
crazy.
That's
A
crazy.
grown man hitting you and you're still getting 6 more yards after
That
that.
sounds like me back in my heyday playing Pop Warner.
Ooh, you must was tough.
Oh,
He was tough.
Well, you was jumping off the water boy.
no. I was, what do you call it? What's
I feel
that?
like you were
Hunter?
just like shifty. He was very shifty.
I
like
was
side to
just, I was
side.
scared to get hit. So I would just completely make everyone miss. And
Get to the end zone.
yeah, I think I had all-time rushing yards for the Blizzard.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm not
I
joking.
thought you was joking.
I played running back.
Hey, Pops, is he joking?
Yeah, he was good.
Now, he looks like the football player.
I was like you. I was a good lineman. I was a big old boy back in the day.
He
should've seen
looks
this-
like the
you
football player.
You should have seen this kid when he was like 10 years old.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. He was like, how much did you weigh at 10 years old? Like 200 almost?
So in Pop Warner, there's weight limits.
Yeah.
So I was 10 years old and I was literally playing with 14 and 15-year-olds
You was
because
that
I was
big?
that big. We made it to the Pop Warner Super Bowl, so it's in Disney.
Yeah.
So best 8 teams in the country go, and we went back-to-back years actually. But the first year I just had turned 10, and I was playing with 14 and 15-year-olds that are about to go to high school that next year, and I played every single snap of the game,
Were you
both
afraid?
sides.
Was you afraid?
Was I afraid? You could say so. I got called a pussy and started crying though.
That
was the first play of the game.
That was at the Disney World too.
Yeah.
The championship games.
That was there.
Oh, you guys was there too?
No, I just went there and watched
Okay.
because like for some reason they didn't allow like my like division to go to Pop Warner and stuff or to the championships and stuff.
Okay.
But if I was there,
You put work?
No.
I'll be like a 6-time champion at that.
So then you really be beating them in everything.
I wish we played against them, but they're the bigger boys and we were like just a
I
little.
think I had 1 touchdown that year. You know, you blow out some team, they start giving the linemen the ball.
Oh, man.
So, you know, I was getting some carries and
But
stuff.
you know the weird thing was I've never played defensive line until my junior year in college. I've had only played quarterback. I played quarterback from Little League to my junior year in college. And I was looking around saying, there's not many black quarterbacks in the NFL. I think I better find me something else to do.
Yeah.
So one day I was down there working with the scout team, and I was just taking snaps because the D lineman was getting off the ball and the linebackers. And so I looked at Coach Tom Spann, and I said, hey, man, I can do that. He said, do what? I said, I can rush the passer.
Yeah.
He said, no, you can't. I said, man, look, it's so easy. He said, what you mean it's easy? It's like playing basketball one-on-one. He said, how you put that together? I say, okay, the quarterback is the basket. The tackle is trying to guard me, keep me from the basket. So what I do is just use my basketball moves and get to the basket. He said, that don't make any sense. I said, give me a chance. First time I did it was against Trey Johnson. That's why I brought Trey up. And Trey was a really good offensive lineman, played for the Redskins. I took it in and out like I was dribbling the basketball. He jumped out there, I came inside, boom.
Ooh.
He went inside, I went outside. It's like, why didn't you tell us you can do that? I said, nobody ever asked me. And so I was a good basketball player because I played for John Chaney. Anybody know Temple basketball? So I took my basketball moves and put them on the football field because it's only one-on-one, me and the tackle. It's like getting to the basket. If you look at it, clear your mind and watch the offensive tackle and the defensive end playing. And it's like a one-on-one basketball game. And the quarterback, it's the basket. That's the only way you can score. Get to the basket. And that's how I transitioned from quarterback to defensive line.
Wow.
You said something interesting. So you did go to JUCO, and then obviously.
No. I never went to a JUCO. I went straight.
Oh, you went straight.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
No, hold
okay.
up. My brother was smart, but I was smart too.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
smarter.
He was just smarter.
Okay.
No JUCOs for me. I graduated in 3 years, man.
You just went?
I had a school teacher for a mother. She didn't play that.
Oh, okay.
Nah. My mom, she let us be in the streets, do what we want to do. But if you mess up with them grades, come in. Do your homework. Do this, do that. I ain't want to get fussed at, so I did my schoolwork. But I did it enough to keep her off my behind. Now, but my brother, he was just overly smart, like straight A's until he got out of high school. I thought he was crazy. That seemed like a lot of strain on your brain.
I heard you were a little bit of a hustler back in the day as well.
Oh, yeah, man. I was a money getter.
Yeah.
Growing up in East St. Louis, man, you did 2 things. You hustle or play sports. And I wasn't no rapper, so
You did both.
I did both. So football saved my life. I got shot when I was 15. I took 2 of them. One in the side I live with every day. And I think the reason that stayed with me, it's supposed to be a reminder of not going back to the streets. So I took 2 when I was 15, and it changed my life. It took me to a crossroads. You know what I mean? You're going to go this way or you're going to go that way. I had accumulated so much money in my young days. I was I was 15 years old. I had $100,000 when I was 15. I put a roof on my mom's house, and one day my mom, she came home, and it was on a Saturday, and I was out playing sports, and somewhere doing something, and my mom was looking for her towels upstairs, and my brother was the type of kid that he would never take the towels back downstairs and put them in a hamper, so he'll leave them upstairs in his room.
Yeah.
So my mom came upstairs. She looking for her towels. So she goes in my brother's room and she gets the towels. And she just happened to come in my room and say, well, let me look up in the James bed. She looked on my bed, I got a shoebox, a couple shoeboxes. She pulls money like, I ain't bought him these shoes. She opened it up as money. And she gets the money, so I come home. Her and my aunt is sitting at the dining room table. This is hilarious. So I walk in, I see the shoe boxes. I ignore them because I already know what's going to happen. I act like I didn't even see them. Yeah. I said, I did not see these. Keep walking, dummy. Keep walking. So I just kept walking. Turned the corner. I said, hey, Ma, yeah, Janice. And I turned the corner. She was like, James. I was like, I turned back around the corner. I said, yeah, what you need? She was like, can we address this? I said, address what? She said, these shoe boxes. I was like, yeah.
Long story.
What you want to talk about? She said, why'd you get all this money? I said, he been in them streets. I said, you snitch. And she said, how you got all this money in my house? I mean, my mom was a school teacher. She was doing the best she can for us, you know. Mm-hmm. You got all this money in my house and I need a roof. I told my mom, I said, well, how much a roof costs? I don't know. I said, well, however much it is, take it out of that and get a new roof put on the house.
Wow.
So I started upstairs and I stopped because the love in me for her kicked in because I was being disrespectful for having drug money in her home. Mm-hmm. So I came back down the stairs. I said, Ma, this is what you do. You take those 2 boxes, put them on your bed, and you keep that money, and I'll ask you for some when I need it. And I walked away because I wanted to take that away from her thinking I'm trying to take over her home or be disrespectful in her home. So by me giving it to her, being able to go to her and ask her for some when I needed it, I thought, it wasn't the greatest thing, but I thought, that would ease the pain. Mm-hmm. But it did. I got put on the punishment. I got more money in the house than you got, but you put me on the punishment. So I'm on the punishment. But the moral to the story is exactly 3 weeks later, I get shot.
Wow.
And I take 2. And I'm laying in the bed. And at that time, I was kind of being a knucklehead. I didn't want to go to practice. I went to practice. I'm better than y'all. Y'all don't need me, Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like was the crossroads. Mm-hmm. And I remember laying in that bed saying, if I get out of this, I'm going to play football and football only.
Yeah.
And so I got out of it. So I go to the high school coach and talk to him. I say, I'm ready to be serious about football. He say, so you want to be serious because you got shot? I say, I mean, it's not about that. I don't see no other way out besides football. Mm-hmm. I was like, I don't rap and I don't want to be no drug dealer. He said, you got exactly 0 tolerance with you. If your grades don't stay at this, or if you miss anything, or you say anything, I'm talking about he made it so strict that I had to stay locked in step. And that helped me. I didn't like him. And I tell young fellas that's with coaches today, you don't have to like the coach to respect what he's trying to give you. And Bob Shannon gave me something, but we couldn't get along, but he gave me something. He gave me an opportunity to change my life. And that was all I needed. And from there, I took off.
Mm-hmm. So you would consider that a burn moment of you getting shot. And if that didn't happen, do you think your life would be totally different?
If I don't get shot, I probably would have kept hustling because it came so easy to me. I mean, I had so much money. I was just telling your producer that, heck, I went about land in California in 1989 with my own money. And I had so much money, man. I mean, I had trash bags full of. My mom only seen the shoe boxes. You know what I'm saying? But I had trash bags downstairs. And once I told her about that, she called my dad, because my dad lived in California. He lived in Upland, California. And he came and got me, and we drove back from St. Louis to California, and we talked all the way. We got all this money in his car, in his back, and so he said, we get to his house, and he asked me, he said, what are you going to do with all this money? And I was like, I don't know. I'm a kid. I just was hustling. I saved everything, you know. I was out there doing what young kids doing in the city, and probably in every inner city in the world. And he told me, you going to buy some land. And that's how I learned about Rancho Cucamonga. I said, you talking about Rancho Cucamonga on Bugs Bunny? He was like, man, it's for real. It's a real place. Because the only time I ever heard Rancho Cucamonga is on Bugs Bunny. So you let you know I was a kid. I was in the streets, but I was a kid too. Yeah. So I bought me some land in Rancho Cucamonga, and I got my life together, man, and never looked back. Mm-hmm. Never looked back, man. And I went to college, played quarterback, and didn't get a lot of quarterbacking because when I got to Temple, they changed the offense to an option offense. I'm a drop back quarterback. I'm 6'6". I can sling it 100 yards. Mm-hmm. Bruce Arians made me some promises, and he ended up leaving, going to Virginia Tech, and I'm stuck with two coaches, and I'm just scrambling, man. And that next burn moment was when I'm watching them rush the passer, and I put them two things together. Bow! It took off again. That was another segment in my life to move me forward.
Wow.
I had never made a tackle in my life. I had never tackled nobody. Even when we played sound like football, I don't know if you guys understand sound like, you know, on the streets. In front of your house playing football. Yeah. I always was the quarterback. I never was tackling anybody. And one day I had to tackle somebody. Yeah. And I've been tackling them ever since.
Yeah. They made a lot of those.
I did very well, man. I have to say, man, I shocked myself. I left football due to an injury in my back. I had to get my lower lumbar fused. So I left early in football than I wanted to. But I had did well in my life, man. And God only give you the time you're supposed to be someplace. And the NFL done me well. And I made a lot of good friends, and I touched a lot of people, and we've over the years enjoyed every bit of it, my family and I, that the NFL have given me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You led us into, before this, you were talking about as a child, so you're leading us right into B. B stands for beginning. Mm-hmm. You alluded being shot as a child, but were there any other burn moments that happened to you? You talked about playing football in the yard. I know me and Priest had our fair shares of days playing football in the yard, so what were those days like? In
the yard? Yeah. Me and my brother, this is the craziest thing. My mom bought us a Minnesota Viking and an Oakland Raider helmet and a Minnesota Viking and an Oakland Raider jersey. So the Vikings and the Raiders has been in my life from the beginning. Wow. So in 1977, me, my mom, and my brother sitting watching the Dallas Cowboys versus the Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl in New Orleans. I'll never forget it because this is the moment that I realized I wanted to play football, but I still was in the streets. Mm-hmm. But 1977, I wasn't in the streets. I was still a little kid. I was a kid wishing to be a professional athlete. So 1977, I watched Butch Johnson make that one-hand catch in the end zone and flip up and jumps up and do his little dance, and I looks up. I'm sitting on the floor. I look up at my mom. I say, Mom. She said, what? I said, that's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. She did me just like this, tapped me on my head. Okay, baby. All right. And at that time, I think I weighed 105 110 pounds, because I was a tall, skinny kid, real skinny. I ain't
Yeah.
get this size until I was 40. And I was tall and skinny. And my mom was like, "You okay? You're going to play in the NFL." I said, I'm telling you. My brother was like, mm-mm. And my brother was a little short, fat guy.
See, that's literally us. I was a short, fat guy. You were the skinny kid.
And see, you guys are
I was a
opposite of me.
skinny, kid.
And my brother's name is Eric. And Eric was a little short, fat guy. Now he's not fat anymore.
That's what happened to me.
He's small.
I just stretched out.
He's small as you.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing. I'm talking about, we used to call him Meatloaf. He was so big, we used to call him Meatloaf. Yeah, man. And,
That's funny.
and I remember when I made it to the NFL, and I came and I gave my mom my first check. And she was like, "What's this?" I said, "This is for putting up with all the crap I put you through." She was like, "What you gonna live off of?" I said, "You know I'm good." And she was like, "I don't need it." I said, "Yeah, well, you take it. I'm good. You know, the NFL is gonna do me fine." But you know, even the journey. But to go back, the journey to the NFL was tough. You know, because as you know, I wasn't drafted, and I go to the combine. I put up great numbers.
What's your 40 time?
Like I told him, I was like 4'5".
Oh.
4'5", 4'5".
He was moving.
I could run.
He
I
was
could, I
moving.
could really run,
Let's
man.
go to the hallway right now and see it.
Man, I just told your friend over there, I don't do nothing fast. I don't even walk fast no more. Hey, once you get to the other side of Abbey Road, man, you don't do anything fast, man. Hey, anybody I'm over 50. When you get to 50, everything slows down. Everything is like a theme music walk. Theme music.
Going back to the paycheck part, that's super nice that you helped support your mom and your family. I gotta ask, what was the second paycheck? Like, what'd you do? Like, what'd you buy with the second paycheck you got?
A nice car.
What car?
I bought me a brand new Mercedes. Yes, I did. It was
Shouts
back then. It was called 560s. Remember them old 560s? I had an old 5.
It's funny because
I
we don't know. We don't know, but everyone back there knows.
Those two knew what I was talking about. Hey, when I looked over there and said that 560, Mama know that 560.
Yeah, I know
And those
nothing
was the
about
cars, the big photos, man, and looked like a big old hearse.
Yeah. What was that moment like? Like, did you ever feel like, man, I made it. I made it out of the streets, or when was that kind of moment where you took a step back and you're like, wow, I actually did what that kid at 7 years old wanted to do?
The moment, I remember on draft night, when the draft ended, I got a knock on my door at my apartment, and it was a scout, and he said, the Seattle Seahawks wants to sign you. I say, "What you mean sign me? The draft is over." So I don't know nothing about this. I'm like, "Man, the draft over." He's like, No. He was like, "James, they know it was a mistake made, but you had some stuff in your background. See, I always tell people your background will follow you. What you do in the dark, in the past, it will come to the front. It always does, so be careful." And my past followed me all the way to the NFL, to the draft. It followed me. As well as I done all those years from quitting, doing what I was doing in the streets, up until that time, I was doing nothing wrong. But my past followed me because it was someone said, if we give him this much money, he's going to go back and do it again. You know, that's just society.
Yeah.
So I had to overcome. So when I said, "So what are you saying?" He was like, and he broke it down. He said, "James, the guys that was drafted in front of you ain't better than you, but you a risk. You from East St. Louis. We know your background. We know you're gang related. All that stuff. All those things comes up. You know." They went talk to my 3rd and 5th grade teacher before the draft. Cleveland Browns was going to draft me. Bill Belichick was the coach in Cleveland at the time. The reason I think me and Belichick, I didn't get drafted by Cleveland. I really believe this is due to the fact that they came to a workout late. They came to the workout late, not I. Everybody else was there. I ran, so I'm coming up out of McGonigal Hall at Temple. I did everything for Dallas, the Jets, everybody, the Chargers. Everybody was there for my workout. And Belichick came late, him and his crew. And I told him I'm not running. It's like, well, we want to run you. I say, man, you guys set the time. I was there to do everything you wanted to do. You guys came late. And I remember Tom Spann saying, but James, they really like you. I say, man, look, what if I was late? What would they have done to me? You know, it goes both ways. And I'm a man of, I stand on what I stand on. I say, I'm not running. And that might have hurt me in the draft. Because somebody, I ain't gonna say who, somebody went back and said, oh, he just wouldn't even work out for us. But I remember Pete Carroll saying to Bill Belichick, I'll give you the numbers. I'll never forget that in McGonigal Hall. He said, I'll give you the numbers. And from there, I started hearing weird things about me. All stuff in my past started coming up. Weird things. I'm like, where is this stuff coming from? So I asked BA, I was like, where is this stuff coming from? He's like, we don't know. So things just from my past just started popping up, and they didn't want to take the risk on me. It was like, is he still in the streets? Is he gang related? Mm-hmm. Stuff in the way in the past, man. But watch what you do in your past, because it will affect your future.
This portion of the Burn Factory podcast is sponsored by Phoenix Salon Suites. Please visit Phoenix Salon Suites at PHENIX Salons SALON Suites SUITES.com to find one near you.
Time to go to you. Unfortunate, like myself, I had an unfortunate burn moment with getting burned at school, and overcoming that. I'm sure playing 6 years in the league, and even before that, you had unfortunate burn moments. So, elaborate on that.
Well, unfortunate moments is just like I said, not being drafted, going to a team first in Seattle that I'm going against these guys, and I can feel that I wasn't getting the first shake because they had the D lineman they wanted, and I wasn't getting the first shake. And I'm watching myself, I'm killing them, and I'm watching the offensive lineman like, man, how he go undrafted? You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my thing, and it shook me up for a little while, and I remember getting a phone call at the La Quinta Inn. And,
Yeah.
Oh, man, this is Seattle. La Quinta Inn I forget, Kirkland, Washington.
Never heard of that.
That's in Seattle. That's in Seattle, Washington. That's a suburb out there. That's where the Seahawks practice.
Okay.
So I was with the Seahawks in the beginning, and I get a call from Dennis Green, which was the head coach for the Vikings. And he says, you ready to be a Viking? I said, when we leave.
He was ready. He was getting out.
That's crazy that you said that, because you said it earlier. You and your brother would play in the yard, and you wear the Vikings jersey, and he would wear a Raiders jersey. So that's very cool on how you got drafted.
That's weird, ain't it? I played for the two teams that my mother loved.
Wow.
The Vikings and the Raiders. Those are my two teams. That me and my brother used to be in the backyard pretending we were. Because, see, when I was being a Viking, I was Fran Talkington. Because I love Fran Talkington. Because he was a scrambling machine.
He was a player?
He was a quarterback.
He was a quarterback?
Yeah.
Okay.
And my brother used to be like, I'm Jack Tatum. And he played for the Raiders.
Yeah.
And then the next day, I might put the jersey on in the Raider helmet, and I'll be somebody play for the Raiders, and he'll be somebody play for, and we'll just be running into each other. Like too crazy, man. And my mom would be back there throwing the football and say, all right, kickoff time. She'll throw it up in the air, kick off. It just be us three in the backyard. Yeah.
That's funny. That brings back so many memories. When I was little, I would like fake get hurt, and my grandmother would bring like one of those beach chairs, and she would like put me on it and like carry me out like I got stretched off of.
Another childhood story is we would have the Christmas wrapping, and we like had this like hallway, and we would like duct tape the Christmas wrapping, and we would pretend to like run through the tunnel.
And we would like wrapping.
We would hit the wrapping paper.
That's cool. That's imagination. You know? And that's building your future within inside you, because that's all me and my brother was doing, was building my future. I mean, my brother went to college. He went to college to be a football player, but my brother was a smart guy. You know, so he was like, man, I'm 5'11".
Yeah.
Ain't nobody want me to play no football. I mean, he ended up being 6 feet. Okay, 6 feet.
We'll call it 6 feet.
Hey, with the air bubbles in his shoes. But, you know, I'm the tall one, he the short one. But, I mean, it built the character inside us, you know. And for me to play with those two teams, it was special to my mom. It was really special to me.
What was that like, playing your first game in Minnesota and your first game in Oakland, and like seeing your mom in the stands? Like that must have been like the coolest moment.
It was cool, man, because when I put that purple jersey on, I said, wow, my dreams are starting to come true. And I remember running through the tunnel, and I'd go through the Metrodome.
The Metrodome.
It was called the Metrodome back then. And, man, I'm jogging through there, and I'm saying to myself, like, is this really happening? Because only so many years ago, I looked like a failure. You know what I mean? I looked like, well, I'm going to get my degree at Temple University and probably go end up being, you know, and go be a school teacher or end up being a principal. You know, because like I said, I was pretty slick in my grades. I mean, I wasn't like my brother, but I was pretty slick in my grades. And I figured out, I figured out a way to get to the NFL. And it was so weird. It was based on me being a basketball player, just using my basketball moves on an offensive tackle.
That's considered a burn moment right there, I guess, just alluding to basketball itself. And it's kind of crazy how like something like that can instantly just change.
Just sparks you. Like it sparked you, and you're like, opens up all these doors for you. It's
because when I used to say that to people couldn't relate that together. They're like, how you put football and basketball together? I had to tell them, clear your mind and think about one-on-one basketball. That's all rushing the passer is. One-on-one basketball. And the goal is the quarterback. Only way you can get a layup and score is get that quarterback.
Wow, that's crazy.
I've never even thought
about that.
Think about it. That's a weird way.
It makes sense.
It makes sense, don't it?
But it's crazy how everyone like playing the same sport thinks about it so differently. Like I feel like golf's like the number one thing. Like you have swing thoughts that I don't have. I have swing thoughts you don't have. But somehow it all still works for each other. I mean, that's the one thing about sports.
Think about a golf swing. All three of us got 3 different golf swings. But we all can hit the ball exactly in the same place.
I have the nicest.
You know what You probably do.
I think I'm just going to leave right now.
Hey, man. I'm looking forward to coming out to San Diego.
Yes.
I'm coming.
Come out.
I heard you're going to have my partner Greg on Vaughn on tomorrow. And I'm going to come out there and play with y'all.
Both you guys. He's a big golfer too.
Oh, yeah.
I was looking at his Instagram.
Get a nice
I saw you. Yeah.
Yeah, me and him.
He posted you. Yeah.
Me and him we played together a couple times, man, and we just played together maybe about a month ago.
Oh, okay.
And I told him I'll come out there and skin him up.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna skin you two up too. But y'all gotta let me play the
How many strokes do you need?
I don't do strokes. If you beat me, you beat me. But you got to let me play my old man box. I got to play one up. I got to play one up. I'm not playing the tips with y'all.
You can handle it, though.
Man, y'all going to be taking me to the hospital. I'm going to pull a butt cheek. Hey, I'm going to need a hamstring. Hey, I'm going to call your dad, be like, hey, man, bring me that ice and hot you got up under the bed.
This be like the 12th hole.
You know, but this is what I do.
That's a good way to play, straight up.
I'll gamble with y'all once we get around the green.
Okay. Deal.
We'll
take that deal.
Hold you to that.
We'll make bets on the approach shot and around the green.
Okay.
See, because that's when my game show up.
Okay.
Round the green.
Short game, baby.
Yeah.
You
What is
better
that? What's that
believe-
saying? Driving's for the show, putting's for the dough. So it's true.
You two a show. I'm the dough.
All right. Well, we'll have to hold you accountable for that. We'll see. We'll see how good a short game is, Priest.
All right. Well, the loser pays,
I feel like you have some
pays for dinner.
Deal. We'll do that. I feel like you have some soft hands around the greens. Delicate hands.
Don't look like I got hands like a doctor.
Yeah. Nice and moist.
Nice and moist. A joker told me, he said, man, don't look like you did an ounce of work in your life. I said, when you do it right, it ain't never got to be rough.
Yeah. Did you have any like hand injuries or anything? Because you're always fighting with your hands.
Yeah,
playing
man,
the line.
I got so much arthritis, and this finger here don't turn down. It's like this every day.
Wow.
So, yeah, I got a bunch of it, man. Both too bad. I told her I just had knee surgery. I got my meniscus fist. And, I mean, man, my shoulders got arthritis, my knees, my ankle. If you keep hearing that popping, that's my ankles.
Yeah. You need a cold plunge.
Hey, man, I'm so beat up, man. This is crazy. But I played long enough to enjoy, to get the good friends. And when I told everyone I was leaving the game, they was like, where you going? I said, man, my doctor told me, hey, brother, you got a bad back. My back was bad. It was horrible. My vertebrae, it started deteriorating.
Wow.
And I was like, man, I talked to my people. They said, you set for life. And I was like, all right, football is over.
Was that during the season when you found out that?
I actually found out that it was messed up in 2000.
Okay.
That was I was going to tell John Gruden that, but I was like, well, why not go and get this last money and go?
I'll get this last dough and I'm out.
Yeah, and I got my check and I was like, man, I can't do this no more. And I know, some people think like, man, you leave money on the table, man, but my body was killing me, and I thought it was something else, and it was my back the whole time.
Wow.
I thought it was my hips. It was my lower back. And it was going, and I didn't know it was going.
Wow.
Because I'm out there just playing, man, and enjoying life. And when you hurt, you hurt. Like the kid in Pittsburgh, I saw him this morning. The kid that almost got paralyzed, the linebacker.
Oh, what is his name?
Oh, my God, I just watched it.
Oh, my God.
And I'm so glad that he didn't get paralyzed. Shazier?
Oh. Shazier.
Shazier.
Shazier. Yeah.
Ryan Shazier.
Ryan
Is that his
Shazier.
name?
Yeah,
I knew I almost
I knew
had
the
it.
smart guy was going to know.
Okay, smart guy.
That's my man.
I am the smart guy here.
That's the burn.
No, that's
That's
the burn.
factory, baby.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
But all right, well, we're gonna move on to R. R is ridiculous. So 6 years in the NFL, a whole life before that. There's got to be a few ridiculous burn moments that stick out that you're just like, man, I just can't believe that happened.
Yeah, I started having kids. Now that was real ridiculous. I started having kids without being married. Real ridiculous. So, that's my ridiculous moment right there. I started having kids out of wedlock and not realizing how much they cost. And how much I was going to have to pay.
Yeah, you thought your back was deteriorating. Look at that paycheck.
Whoa, man. I was like, whoa. My mom said, hey, brother, go get it fixed before you be working. Yeah, that's my ridiculous moment. I started having kids.
All right, Priest, we got to wait. Let's wait for kids.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Please. Wait till you're 40.
Wait till we're old. 40.
40.
Wait till you're 40.
I was thinking like 30. No.
39.
39.
39.
Hey, man, but I got 5 wonderful kids.
Yeah.
All of them cool. One just texted me. I already know what he wants. He's begging.
He's begging. He's begging
Hey,
for something.
I mean, they got jobs, careers, homes, and how you broke all the time. Why your dad doing that?
Dude, he's paying for all this.
Pop's like,
He's like, I can't wait till we
Yeah.
get out.
They make that paycheck, then they buy something
he
else.
pumping, he hit his wife and say, this better work.
Better work. This better pay off.
Action camera.
Oh,
But it is, man.
funny.
You two guys, man, you know what you're doing.
yeah.
It looked like somebody taught you guys how to do it, but I can tell that this is coming from your heart, man. And this is going to work for you. This is going
Thank
to
you.
catapult
Appreciate
you
it.
guys to somewhere else. And I can hear it in your voice. I can feel it in your souls. You guys, it's going to work. Pops, moms, y'all done right.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you
You done
guys.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what you think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always say
They're-
thank you.
they're-
And the production team, can't forget
yeah.
about them.
Oh, yeah. My man, my lady. I
Bromley.
don't know everybody, but
Come on,
hey,
Ethan,
man,
all
they-
of them.
everybody need a team.
You also got to keep it tight though. You
Yes.
can't be getting all these other people putting stuff in your ear, inputs, opinions, trying to please everyone. Yeah.
How long you two been pleasing each other?
How long? What?
You guys been pleasing each other. You guys been together.
never.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
You 19. You're 16.
16.
Oh, so for
So
19 years you've been watching after him.
yeah.
As long as you keep doing what you two doing and you keep looking up to him, all them people outside, because that's how me and my brother is.
Yeah.
Them people outside means nothing.
Yeah.
Hey, don't ever let anybody come between 16 and 19. Ever.
Yeah.
You two stay that close.
We'll do.
We'll do.
Please.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
do.
Please do.
Oh,
and
we'll
this
do.
here, what you're doing, gonna take off.
Thank
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Trust.
Cool. Well, it's time to move on to N. Now and next. Any burn moments coming up right now, or
Now I'm just a golfer. I like
living the style?
I try to do yoga.
Okay.
You ought to watch it. Me and Jonathan Ogden. I got a J.O. play for the Baltimore Ravens. He's a Hall of Famer, offensive tackle. And to watch us do yoga, that might be some real comedy. But, hey, man, you got two. And he's taller than me now.
Yeah.
Jonathan is bigger than I am. You know, he's 6'9", maybe 6'10".
Oh, that's a big boy.
Trying to stretch. I'm like, hey, man, you gonna tell some big fella?
We should do a quick
But
10-minute
Yeah,
segment.
we got to
right
do
here.
a 5-minute
tell you
yoga
this.
session.
He's a great golfer. He's a single-handed
Okay.
golfer.
Woo.
Oh,
All right,
J.O.
we're gonna do a whole tournament now. You got to bring all your buddies down.
Yeah,
there.
bring
We'll
them
do
all.
a big match.
I was going to bring Napoleon with me today, but his daughter is having a soccer tournament in San Diego.
Oh,
that's why that's
soccer is huge in San Diego.
Yes.
About
he's-
like 15 minutes from us, they have
like the
this
surf cup thing.
humongous field. I no kidding, probably 30 soccer fields just
Okay.
in this one area.
So they may be having a tournament out there.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
probably
know
where it is. It's
a
definitely-
big soccer tournament out there, and he had to go out there with his daughter, but actually not daughter, but daughters. Both of
Wow.
them play soccer, and he played running back for the Raiders. Napoleon.
He went to the Navy. He was in
Yes,
the Navy.
he
Yeah.
did. Yeah, he played for the Navy. Yeah,
Yeah.
you smart and you sharp.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, he was gonna come with me, but he said, "Man, I'm gonna go down here." And me and him, and we play golf together every Wednesday.
Oh, that's
Wednesday is
awesome.
my golf day.
So is he's located out here as well?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got to
So,
come out here and do
Maybe
a
we come
tournament.
out here and play out here. This
No,
is
I'm
good.
coming. I'm going out there.
He's like, nah, I'm going to San Diego.
I want to go get me some of that water.
Yeah.
I want to go put my feet in some sand.
It's too bad it's freezing.
It's freezing right now.
the water.
Well,
Yeah,
it's just cold
winter.
in general.
Yeah.
It's
It's
probably
cold.
like 40 when we left.
Here?
The
No.
It's-
back
it's-
home.
It's cold here.
It's cold here, too.
Yeah.
I saw on the peaks they got a little bit of snow as well when you were driving in.
Yeah. I live in Henderson.
Okay.
So I live close to California.
Yeah.
So everybody be like, you live in Cali. Because I'm like 15, 20 minutes from
the border.
state line. They're like, oh, you're Cali. I don't live in California. I live in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
But I live in Henderson. And I live right on
Okay.
Rio Cinco Golf Course. It's really,
Really?
really, really good golf course.
Okay.
I'd have to check it out.
It's a really nice golf course.
I had a
Okay.
tournament at the Legacy Golf Course. in
Okay,
Henderson.
Legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what that is.
That was cool.
Yeah. I
What
played
did you
there a
get
few
dead
times.
last?
The hell? I got second. He's saying I got dead last.
Hey, man, if he can't get you, who gonna get you? Hey, but did
He's
you
always
get
keeping
did
me light
you?
on my toes, though.
Did you get dead last?
No, this was what, 3 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Probably
that's
3
like
years
2
ago.
years
It was
ago.
actually my first time I ever shot under par in a golf tournament. Was
right.
there. Second day I shot 1 over, 1 under.
Was you trying
Even
to
par.
qualify for something?
No, it's just it was it Futures? Was it? Do you remember? I think it's called Future Champions.
Yeah.
So they do it's like a tour.
So
It's
that
a
was
junior tour.
Like in 2019, wasn't it?
No, it was
like
2020.
2020?
Uh-huh.
So then
It was-
maybe less than 3 years ago.
Okay.
It was like the heart of quarantine. I remember we had to tee off with masks on. Like I would wear a buff to tee off, but yeah, that was a cool experience. We actually just went back there a few months ago and practice.
Yeah, the Legacy. I play out there quite a bit, not much as I used to, but
It didn't look too good last time.
no,
It looked a little
It looks
little
dried
rough,
out. Yeah.
it looked thirsty.
Yeah. It needs
It
some of
did.
that San
Give that
Diego
golf course
water.
some
Like
water.
somebody need to pour some water on it.
Yeah.
I was out there like
Take
that.
my bottled water.
Yeah.
Lord, get the dirt.
It was. Yeah, me and Priest were hitting in the range and the sand would get like the dirt would get in your
I
eyes.
was wearing I'll never forget. I was wearing my white Vans and I was wearing a white shirt and I'm like walking and I looked down and just completely muddy
Yeah, man.
and dirt. I was like, what?
They're not taking care of it. I don't want to put it down, but it goes through its transitions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like any course.
We also played or I also had another tournament out here. It was in Summerlin. What was that course called?
Summerlin, okay. It had to be Sienna,
No.
Red Rock Arroyo, Red Rock. Red Rock Arroyo.
Maybe-
Red Rock Arroyo.
Damn, I
Sienna,
can't remember it, but it was a really good golf course.
Bears Best.
They have 2 golf courses. They have a mountain course, I believe. and
you
a
talking
different
about
one.
Angel Park.
Angel Park. Thank you.
Angel
was.
Park.
Angel Park.
When you said mountain course, I
Yeah,
knew you was talking about
yeah. They had it's Angel Park. So I had a
it's
tournament out
always
there.
together. Angel Park
Yes,
beats together.
yes, it was good.
They have that part 3 course too.
Oh, they do. It has
We never
lights
played
too.
We never played the part 3 course when we were there. We should have though.
We should have brought our sticks and we could have played.
Yeah, they got
It's
that.
actually light. I saw they have lights, so you can play at night.
Mm-hmm.
I've never played
Is it
golf
like
at
9
night.
holes?
Yeah.
It
it's
is.
just 9
Okay.
holes.
Course record bound.
Course record bound.
I can't wait to get you to it.
No, we'll do it for sure.
Hey.
You bring all your buddies down, we'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
Vaughn,
Oh,
you,
yeah.
Napoleon,
Oh, yeah,
all of
yeah.
them.
I'm gonna
Bring
I'm
him
gonna get Jo to come.
Yeah,
man.
get him to come.
It's
You
because
guys-
he my ringer.
You guys got to come down twice because where we live, we have 2 courses. It's called the Omni. They're redoing the Champions course because they're going to have the NCAA championships 24, 25, 26. So you'll come down then and you got to come back when they redo it because
man.
they're making it tough.
I'm gonna follow you guys, man. I'm,
Yeah.
gonna, I'm
Yes.
gonna make sure you stand on your toes because I'll show up and
We
put
will.
my foot in your butt. if you're doing wrong.
We will. One day I'm going to wake up and it's going to be James. What you doing?
Hey, what are y'all
Why are you
doing?
sleeping?
I'm yeah. I'm gonna
cousin.
be sleeping and my alarm's just gonna go off and I'm gonna click the snooze button and he's gonna be like, "Wake up! Go hit some golf balls."
Hey, man, I want to see you guys be the best you can
Yeah.
be, man.
Thank you.
And
Thank
even when
you.
you start playing golf, keep this going because this is what gave you the motivation to keep living,
Exactly.
to keep going. All right.
Sir.
Yes,
so
sir.
if you start making money somewhere else, always remember this is my home base because this is what got me going. The Burn
Yeah.
Factory. Okay?
Burn
Yes, sir.
Factory. Mhm.
Burn
Mhm.
Factory.
It's kind of crazy because going back to my story, and if that didn't happen, I wouldn't even be sitting here with you right now. So it's crazy how God
And guess what else?
guides
if
your
I don't,
path.
If I don't get shot, I'm not sitting here with
Exactly.
you.
Seriously, you could be.
I'd be in jail or
Yeah.
Yeah.
just
no, like,
living in
see-
St. Louis or
Yeah.
doing
mhm.
something. But I was smart enough to get out. I probably would have ended up being just a school teacher. Yeah, I mean, I had a good brain because I never got caught. I never got caught. I never got caught. You know what I mean? But I was smart enough to put that in the past. You know, I just didn't like not having.
Yeah.
And sometimes you result to drastic things when you didn't have.
Yeah.
Not that my mom didn't provide, because she provided her behind off, but I wanted other things. So I had to go and get them for myself.
Yeah.
So don't do it, and don't do it.
Got you. I
Gotcha.
promise. I actually do have a question going back to your football days. what is it like playing at a college stadium compared to playing out in like a 70,000 plus stand NFL stadium?
But you got to look at it. I played at Temple, and Temple played at the Veterans Stadium, which is the Eagle Stadium. So I started off playing in the NFL stadium. So I never played in nothing but an NFL stadium.
Oh, so that's cool.
Yeah, it was meant for me to be in NFL.
Yeah.
So you know, so I mean, I played against some good players, man, and I became friends with them due to the mutual respect of the game.
Yeah. Nice. Any fights break out in the locker room?
All the time. All the time.
I guarantee people are obviously getting jealous of each other, and
it's never jealousy. It's just be the competitiveness in you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've been into a bunch of scrambles, you know, because you gotta understand, I came from the streets, so I wasn't back, and I ain't about no bull crap.
You should have went to the UFC.
No, I think that's the most ignorant sport on earth. I don't like that abuse.
Yeah,
I don't like it. Hey, they make money. I just don't like it. I don't watch it. I'm sorry. I hope don't nobody else feel like I hope I ain't hurt no one. But I just don't watch it because I think it's too brutal. I grew up in a brutal area.
Yeah.
I walked by dead bodies when I was a kid, you know what I'm saying, on my way to school. So I seen the worst of the worst. I don't want to watch it on TV. You know what I'm saying?
Don't tell them we're going to fights on Saturday.
But this is the thing. You guys grew up with it.
Yeah.
And that's part of you guys' culture. I didn't grow up with it, so I don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
I like boxing.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit more humane than just two men trying to take the top. Football is kind of vicious too, because I've took me a couple top of people heads off. You know, a couple quarterbacks. I didn't gave them some daylight. You know, but man, that what is it called?
MMA. Well, UFC, but yeah.
Wow, that's some vicious stuff there, man.
I feel like
Crazy.
people like see it different ways too. Like for us, we see it as like mixed martial arts. It's not just like two people like duking it out. Like there's a lot of technique that goes into it. I feel like for me.
Okay. Like, you remember we used to beat you up when you was little in the middle of the floor? That's MMA. Mom, he killing me. He choking me, Mom. I can't breathe. That's MMA. And you trying to tap out, and he won't tap out.
Yeah, no, I'll be tapping you, and
He was like,
go to sleep.
He was like, bro, quick. Go to sleep.
Yeah. And then I'll be like, Mom. And he'll be like, oh, what are you saying? Because he won't let Mom get involved or else he'll be punished.
I know you all about that. Like you accidentally hit him, you're like, shh, don't tell. Every time.
I broke my little brother's nose with a phone. He hung up on my girlfriend. And I hit him with the phone. Boom. I didn't try to break it. And I hit it. I was like, and it started bleeding. I was like, oh, Eric, I'm sorry. So I had this big old bag of candy, right? And I was like, Eric, if you don't tell Mama, man, I give you this candy. So he was like, okay, I won't tell. So we sitting on the porch, he eating my candy, and everything was cool. As soon as my mom pulled up in the driveway, he bust out in tears. Oh, Mama, he broke my nose. I'm like, you snitch. Oh, man.
That's funny.
Yeah, he told him. My mom was like, you broke my son's nose. I was like, Mom, I had the phone and hit him with the phone by mistake. She was like, no, I'm not going to hit you by mistake. Come on. I was like, oh, Lord, here we go. Man, and he set up and ate all my candy up. He ate it all up before he told me.
Did he get sick after he ate it?
I wish he would have.
But all right, James. Well, you just spelled burn in your life.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
God bless you, too.
Yeah, it's
And-
real inspiration.
Yes, very inspiring.
God bless your whole crew, man, because you look like you guys are family, man.
Yes. We are one big family.
You
One
gotta
big
keep it
family.
like that, and everything's gonna work out.
Yes. Just trust the process.
And
Trust the Lord.
trust to know I'm gonna be watching from a distance. Okay.
Of course.
Well,
do.
we'll stay in touch. We'll
We'll
be
stay
hitting the
in
links
touch with you.
very, very soon.
And for every guest that comes on that show, we do give them the Black Label Edition hoodie. So this is our thank you for coming
All right. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Can I get a white hat too?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. We'll get
I know
you.
it's
White
being-
hat, white
I
hat.
think it's being a little greedy.
No, we're
no,
good.
you're
Anything
good.
for you.
Anything you want.
I'm asking.
But,
So,
Yes.
man, thank you guys again. Mom, pops, y'all raised 2 great kids. Crew,
Camera crew.
camera crew, family. Hey, man, good show. And I'll tell everybody about it. God
thank
bless
you. Thank you.
And that will do it. Also, please check out my foundation at priestjamesfoundation.org. Again, priestjamesfoundation.org to understand why we call this the Burn Factory.
And be sure to always subscribe and like at the Burn Factory podcast on all social media platforms. So be sure to check that out. And we'll see you guys for the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.